Rick Sparber came up with a great idea on how to make some paddle clips out of PVC. Let me show you. I love it when my viewers send me great ideas, and Rick Sparber is full of them. In fact, he's got a little website that has a lot of hacks that you may want to check out, and I'll link that up in the description. But the one of his that I want to talk about today is his paddle clip. And it's just so cool and so quick to make. First, you start with a 2-inch section of PVC, and then you're going to need 2 rods that are 1.25 inches wide. And I had a 1-inch PVC, and that ends up being 1.25 inches wide, so I didn't have to go out and buy 1.25 inch dowel or a piece of metal to be able to do the procedure. So let's just jump right in. This is so quick and easy. Oh, you're also going to need a heat gun, because you got to have to melt the PVC. So the first step is we're going to cut off an inch section of the 2-inch PVC, and I'm going to make 2 clips, and then we're going to put it into a vise, heat it, and melt it to be able to form it into the paddle clip. So let's get into that. The first step is to put your piece of PVC into a vise and use that to hold it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slowly heat this with a heat gun, and then use these 2 sections of PVC to form it. Well, let's get going. As I heat it, I'm gradually going to increase the tension to squish it a little bit. For getting it initially heated, I found that it was easier to go ahead and remove it and then squirt it from the top, and then jam the 2 dowels into it to complete the forming process. Once the PVC is cooled off, you can take the rods out, and whether you use PVC or dowels or whatever, it doesn't make any difference. And now we have a nice clip looking arrangement. So the last step is to cut a little channel out of the middle. That way we'll be able to clip it on to the paddles. And I just use a hacksaw for that because it's just quick and easy. I'll put it back in the vise and cut a little channel. If you decide that just doing it like this is a little bit too loose, what you can do is you can take your heat gun, heat up the back of this, and then once it's hot, squish it together. I'll show you. Now that I've heated it up, what I'll do is I'll hold it together like this, and now it'll harden, and it'll be a little bit tighter, but I'll still be able to get the 2 paddles in there. Now let me go hit this with some water to cool it off. Now I've got a much tighter arrangement, and it'll slide over the top of these and keep them together in a much stronger fashion. There you go. So after I tighten these up to get them nice and together, you can see that these aren't going to come apart. I've got 2 of them on here, one for the top and one for the bottom. And now I've got a great way to keep my paddles together for transport and storage. So I want to thank Rick for this great idea. I just loved it. It probably only took about 15 minutes to make both of these things. It's so quick and easy. Now, one thing I am going to look at, and I'll try that in a different video and let you know if it works or not, is whether I can mount these to my kayak and use these as paddle clips instead of the more expensive commercial version. So stay tuned for that. It could be a video about a fail or a success. But if you want to see Rick's instructions on how to do this, remember I've linked those up in the description below. Comments? Take care.